In today's video, I'm going to be ranking every single tower troop in Clash Royale on a tier list from S tier to D tier, and obviously there's only 5, so this is going to be quick, but I thought it'd be kind of funny and just be helpful, especially with the recent Royal Chef coming out on the recent update. And so for the first one I'm going to rank today, I'm actually going to do the Princess. I'm going to be doing these in order of release. And so Princess, she's obviously an OG. She was the old faithful, been there for many years. And if I'm going to be honest with you, she's going to be an A tier for me. The Princess Tower is an A tier because she's reliable. She's been, before this recent update, the most used tower troop over time since the others at least came out, the Dagger Duchess and Cannoneer. And I'd say that she's reliable. She's really helpful in most metas, most decks, and just an overall safe card to use amongst the tower troops. So that's where I'm going to have the Princess Tower. Up next, the Cannoneer came out. Cannoneer, I got to be honest, if I had to put him somewhere after thinking about this for a while, he's going to be in B tier. I know some of you might be like, what? Maybe he'd be lower, or some of you might think he's higher because some of the pros use him. But I'm going to be honest, like, he's a very mid tower because he only works in certain decks, and in the right situation, it's just bad. At least this is my preference, my opinion. Nobody needs to go crucify me in the comments here, but I think he's not an A and he's not an S for sure, just because there's a lot of decks where I use that I just can't use him. I just can't use him very well, and I even love Beatdown, but it's honestly just a card I don't really care about. I feel like they just nerfed him pretty hard, and for a while he was definitely A, but now he's B, lower B for sure if there were other cards in there already. Yeah, maybe even high C if I had to be honest. Up next came out with Dagger Duchess. When she came out, obviously was S tier. There's no doubt about it. They nerfed her so hard to the ground that I honestly put her in C tier now. Now you might be like, how can you say Cannoneer is better than Dagger Duchess? Well, have you tried playing her lately? They need to give her at least more daggers or something, a little bit more ammo, or maybe just increase her attack speed just a tiny bit, because when she runs out against all these beatdown decks right now in the meta, you're kind of screwed. And honestly, if you didn't know, there's a new card coming out in January 2025, and it's a giant size troop coming to the arena, and so beatdown's only going to get worse. And I'm honestly a fan. As a golem player, I'm okay with that, but when you're a Dagger Duchess user, it just doesn't work out very well over time. Obviously there's people who use her still, but my opinion that she's a C tier is just going to stick for now in the current meta. Up next we have the Baby Goblins. If you didn't know, Baby Goblins were in the Goblin Queen Journey update, and now they're gonzo. The Baby Goblins are just gone. They straight up removed them from the game. First time they ever did that, besides like the heal spell, which is gone. But they did mention possible return. I don't really know. Maybe I just heard that from somebody. But if I had to put Baby Goblins in here, I have to keep them in A because they do the exact same damage and they have the exact same health as the Princess Tower. But they're lower than Princess because that Goblin Queen's Journey was just cringe. My preference is they should have just kept maybe it as a reskin for the Princess in the main mode, or I don't know, maybe that's too much for them because they can't make a lot of money off that. But either way, I think it's just lower than Princess because that mode is just cringe overall. And lastly, we have, I know what you've been waiting for, Royal Chef. He's got to be in D. He's just no, I'm just kidding. Obviously, this guy is an S tier. He's like the most used tower troop right now in December 2024 update since he recently came out. And they already nerfed him, and he's so good. I've recently posted a video about my Golem deck that I haven't used in a long time. And having a Golem higher level right away when you use him in a beatdown deck for a big push, it's just insane when your opponent doesn't have it as well. And so I've been using a boost potion to get him higher level because I'm not trying to pay the $40 offer or whatever it is to max him before even getting to level 15. But yeah, the Royal Chef, if you didn't know, when you place him down, just like the Goblin Queen's Journey, and there was that bar under the Queen whenever her ability would shoot the baby goblins across the stage or across the bridge, he sends a pancake to a troop, and that troop levels up automatically. It's insane. And so what I've been doing is playing like a golem. He goes from like 14 to 15 or 15 to 16 to start the push, and then Night Witch everything behind. And then after a few seconds, the Royal Chef sends another pancake on the troop. And sometimes it's the same one. So sometimes the golem can go to level 15, 16, 17. I've even seen level 20s on some YouTube videos. Not in my own, but in some other videos people have been abusing this new mechanic. So they're going to nerf him again for sure once everybody buys all these shop offers. I'm not going to fall for it, Supercell. I'm just not going to fall for it. And so not only is he an S tier because of the ability, he has a little bit less health and a little bit less damage than the Princess Tower. So it would make sense if it was like Cannoneer Dagger Duchess, where they had this big nerf to it as well. Like the Dagger Duchess runs out of daggers. The Cannoneer is much slower, even though he has a bigger hit. It's just a little bit worse Princess Tower with an amazing ability. So it's basically Princess Tower on steroids. They definitely need to decrease the damage slightly, not too much, to where nobody wants to use it anymore, and it's way worse than the Princess Tower. But when the Princess Tower is the standard, it's basically just a better version, and so that's why it's an S tier. I honestly might put it in double S tier if that was on here. And no D tier right now, but let me know if you guys agree with these Tower Troop tier list video. I haven't seen anyone else make one of these yet, and maybe that's just because I haven't seen it, but I thought I'd make one on here and just have a little fun with you guys, because unlike doing all 116 regular troop cards, it was always nice to think about how there's only 5 here. And so let me know if you guys agree. Go ahead and like the video and hit subscribe. We're grinding, subscribers are grinding on this channel, and I appreciate you guys coming here. Other than that, have a good day, and I'll see you in the next one.